The Weed of the Week is sponsored by the Enlist Weed Control System from Dow AgroSciences, a new herbicide and trait system that will build on glyphosate.
You work to protect your farm's legacy and to keep it going. Introducing the Enlist Weed Control System, an advanced herbicide and trait system that will build on glyphosate for exceptional control of tough weeds. The next chapter begins.
Our weed of the week is Pennsylvania Smartweed. It's a tough annual weed. The thing that I don't like about it is it's got kind of waxy leaves. It's hard to stick herbicide on there. So it's kind of a tougher one to kill in some cases.
There are several different types of smartweed. When you think about swamp, smartweed is a perennial. It's kind of hairy, so it does look a little different than those smooth, waxy leaves of Pennsylvania smartweed. Then, of course, you've got lady's thumb smartweed, where it has kind of a dark imprint that looks about like a thumbprint on the leaf. So you got all these different smartweeds out there. We're talking about Pennsylvania. One thing about Pennsylvania that you'll notice too, it has an ochrea down at the base, right where those petioles hook up to the stem. You'll see a membranous wrap kind of around the stem. They call that an ochrea. So there's kind of some interesting things about Pennsylvania, but it is an annual weed, so we can control it with a lot of different options.
Okay, so let's start in corn. What are your best options in corn?
Well, in corn, if you're doing a burn down, I really like Verdict. Balance Flexx also works good in a burn down. As far as long-term residual control, I like Balance Flexx the best.
Okay, post-emerge?
Well, post-emerge status is by far the best on Pennsylvania smartweed. This is one of those weeds, if you've got that as your predominant weed, choose status. It's better than the others. Hornet's not too bad. Now, some guys will say, well, I'm going to use my Hornet as Triple Flex Sure Start, then come back with status. That's fine too.
Okay, how about in soybeans?
Well, in soybeans, I really like Authority MTZ. And the reason why, the Authority portion is pretty good on it, but the MTZ is metribuzin, and that also has some impact on the smartweed.
So you got two different modes of action. That's good pre, but what are you going to do post if Roundup doesn't get it? Now, Roundup still is getting it in most cases, especially if you go higher rates, but let's say your Roundup didn't work.
Okay, well, post-emerge, if it's cold like today, you aren't going to like my best option. My best option is actually old Basagran. It works really well when it's hot and humid. We typically say you need at least 150 points between temperature and humidity. So if it's an 80-degree day, you need at least 70% humidity for that Basagran to work its best.
Okay, and finally in wheat, real quickly, pre
well,
and
in wheat,
post.
Pre, we like Sharpen. That's by far the best if you can burn some down and get a little bit of residual. And then post-emerge, I like Huskie, but I may bump that rate up towards the higher end of the label.
Well, that's it for our Weed of the Week Pennsylvania Smartweed, but stay tuned. Iron Talk is coming up next.